Santa Claus here. Are you looking for the perfect Christmas gift for that special someone? Well, look no further than tpublic.com/user/caging-greatness. They've got all the best Nicolas Cage-related merch. And perhaps you have a favorite co-host. Well, they've all got merch too. Make my job a little bit easier and get some great stuff for that special person in your life. Again, that's tpublic.com/user/caging-greatness. And don't worry about how many cookies they bribe me with to do this ad. Merry Christmas.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. God, these fucking sinuses.
It's that time of year.
Yeah, welcome everybody to the Coughing Cage podcast.
So sorry. Welcome to Caging Greatness, the show where we occasionally discuss the films of Nicolas Cage and how Thomas Jefferson is a massive prick. And today we have something that has been talked about and rescheduled, and we're finally here. That's right.
No longer putting it off.
It is Leguizamo Day, and boy, howdy, has it been a day. So, as always, I am joined by my estimable co-hosts. To my right is, of course, Jonathan.
I'm in constant fucking agony.
To John's right is, of course, Pat.
It's Panama City, Pat.
And to Pat's right is Cannon.
Yep, I am in the building.
We are all here. Between all the sinus crud and watching the Pest, we're feeling pretty low.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm feeling pretty good because half of my glass is bourbon.
Don't worry. I managed to bring down well over, there's at least, it's over 6-pack in here.
Yeah, Hannah just brought the whole damn suitcase of Bud Light.
I've got this delicious bottle of tap water.
Oh, man.
And I got the root beer.
Root beer.
But didn't make your red pop.
You know, I realized...
But I forgot to bring the moon mist.
You know, I realized that when my birthday episode dropped, completely spacing out on the fact that it was dropping on actual Thanksgiving, didn't even mention a thing about Thanksgiving in the episode whatsoever.
It's fine. Everybody knew what day it was.
Which is why we are bumping our Thanksgiving special to December.
Actually, because we don't have time in December, we're actually going to have to bump our Thanksgiving special till after New Year's.
So today is Leguizamo Day.
Yes, it is.
We're going to be talking probably briefly about PhenomX, his new comic book that's... Well, it's not good. Let's just get that out there. It's bad.
I'm holding my hands, folks. I got it right here.
It's Dollar Tree Suicide Squad. I said. That's it. That's all you need to know.
And after that, we'll be talking about the classic 1997 John Leguizamo joint, The Pest,
which is also Dollar Store Suicide Squad for some reason.
Whoa.
It was terrible.
The Pest predicted the Suicide Squad?
So thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week for Trapped in Paradise.
Yeah, for Cage movie. See you then. Let's go.
Oh, all right. No, let's
All right, we're going.
Yeah, we'll start with the comic.
Yes.
Okay.
The book.
Out of 5 stars. We'll just go around like we do with the movies. John, PhenomX, what'd you think?
I mean, it's literally just Dollar Tree Suicide Squad with some like weird racial bioessentialism in there.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It's bad.
It's just, and it's not even the fun type of bad. It's just
aggressively mediocre.
Like it is like a solid like 4 out of 10. Like it's not terrible enough to be like absolute dog shit, but it is not good.
It's fair. Pat?
If we're using like letterbox number, I give it a 2. Like, it's nothing really special, but like, there's been plenty worse. It's just kind of like, it's the most space a comic is occupied in reality.
And 2 out of 5 is also 4 out of 10. So that's even across the board canon.
Yeah, that's just quick math.
Well, it's a comic.
Accurate, yes.
We've only reviewed another comic on here. It was the Prisoners of Ghostland
tie-in.
which I think, like Jonathan and I discussed, it was like we didn't even need that. But
Yeah,
but there's
this one definitely had more content than the
there's
Prisoner
like
Ghostland
there's like 5 words in that book. This one is a girthy bitch. This is a double book, right?
Yeah.
It's like what, 48 pages or something like that.
Yeah, double size.
$7 whole.
And there are some.
You had the audacity to charge $8 for this shit. What the hell? $7 for this shit.
There's some panels that are just walls of text, and my eyes just glazed over.
Yeah, but I mean, as someone who has read a few like celebrity-driven comic books, like I've read the Weekend's book.
Yeah, it was terrible.
That was bad.
Berserker. It's not bad.
You're gonna hate me for this. I still haven't got to it.
No, that's fair.
Berserker being the Keanu Reeves pen.
I'm excited.
book.
I do want to read that.
Berserker is. It feels like they took a movie script and then made it a comic. Like, it's not bad. I'm excited to see the movie and the show that they do out of it.
Because of course they would.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's already been said. It's pretty much it's like a weird like mishmash of like X-Men meets Suicide Squad. Only Latinx people get this, I guess, like this mutation, because apparently they've been exposed to this radiation that for like
In a
years.
particular neighborhood.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
fucked. It's like, I remember there's like an SVU episode about some shit like this happening.
Well, I mean, shit like that happens in
Not
real life.
radiation, but like poison. and
Wasn't
stuff.
Aaron Brockovich about that too?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, the lawyer Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Who my father was not a fan of.
But I mean, Letterboxd rules.
Said she had a wide mouth. That was his complaint.
All the better to smile with, my dear.
I mean,
Of all the people, all the celebrities to have an opinion about, Julia Roberts was the one I did not expect.
Yeah, no, my dad's
also
sure is.
the pacing is also very weird. It's like,
Yeah.
you're probably wondering how I got here, and once you find out why you got here, whoopsie daisy, wait for the next issue. So
It really does feel like they had one issue's worth of story and they padded that shit out for a double-sized issue they didn't need.
that did
Yeah,
not
yeah.
need to be as long as it was. I'm giving it a 1.5
Out of
5 if we're doing Letterboxd.
okay, yeah. So that's a 3 out of 10. I read a lot of comic books. It's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
So
Kind of your job.
I've read a lot of shit, and I've read a lot of really good stuff. And to me, being mediocre is worse than being bad.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather have this have been just garbage schlock. Like, at least something to laugh at. But it was John Leguizamo's character is one of the only people that can get superpowers from a thing run by a government organization, run by a strong black woman with other superpowered people. So he does it so he can get out of prison to see his kid. So original. Fuck, Leguizamo, you're better than this. There were like 4 or 5 people wrote this fucking book.
Yeah.
And none of them did it well. But like, I will, to their credit, the main character, because I'm pretty familiar with Leguizamo, you can hear him saying all that shit through the entire book.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
pretty much just a self-insert fan fiction, because like
Yeah.
the main character is John Leguizamo.
I have been calling him non-Leguizamo.
Yeah. They get him right
Non-Leguizamo.
in some panels, other panels, not so much.
Yeah. It kind of depends on the angle.
So yeah, for me, it's a 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather it have been worse.
Like,
I might have given it a better score.
God, like if they would have sat and thought about it, like if I remember correctly, who published the John Wick comics? Was that Dynamite?
Yeah, I want to say it was Dynamite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, what if he would have just like got on board with them and somehow did a comic, but his character in the John Wick universe? I I would love to see more of his character in pretty much anything in that universe.
Yeah.
Because contrary to a lot of things you're probably going to hear me say on this episode, I actually really like John Leguizamo. But, you know, not a fan of his brand of a comic, but, you know.
Also, I think it's funny how, like, one of these, like, the monster superhero people has a donk. Like, it's kind of just poking out there. Look at that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Is it thick with two C's? Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, let's just say like this monster kind of hits the squats, but yeah, we might put this ass on a.
It's kind of stacked too. Look up front.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
This is a very fit monster concrete man.
If I wanted to read the second issue, we would probably know more about that character.
If there comes to a second issue.
Oh no, they're making like a full miniseries. That's
then you see just a few panels later, you see John Leguizamo's character's ass.
Yeah, no, that happens. Yeah,
And John Leguizamo ass? I've never seen
He also
that.
makes just like a really scary face after he gets pantsed by the police guards.
Yeah.
Wow, someone gets pantsed in the book? Holy shit! Who would have thunk it?
After watching the movie, it's like, wow, this makes a lot more sense.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's very appropriate that one of his most recent creative endeavors would reference one of his earliest.
His power in the book so far, it looks like what, like Absorbing Man, almost, kind of, sort of.
yeah, it's very absorbing, man.
You know, he touches something and he gains the properties there. Like he touches a piece of metal, his body gets coated in metal and so forth.
Like absorbing man or Nick Nolte from that Ong Lee Hulk movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Nolte was the dad in that, wasn't he?
And when he bit a chunk out of that that wire and just deep throated all that electricity, that's probably one of the best scenes in that movie.
And then it became a thunderstorm.
Yeah, a whole ass storm.
He did become a thunderstorm.
But yeah, and like the main villain in here is almost looks like a Dr. Manhattan, but like purple with hair, kind of, sort of, like making people just evaporate because I don't like you.
It's a bad book. It's a really bad book.
Like, there's nothing remarkable about it. I don't know what else we can say. It's just
that's about all we can say, really.
But
which means it's time to just
for this commercial break
to sashay on over to the real point of today's episode. Which, again, for the record, I just want to say was Pat's idea.
I can't deflect.
I get confused because I know how excited you've been about this episode. So that may have been where I got the idea that it was your idea.
No, see, I've just been talking shit about this movie forever, and then mentioned there was a comic, and then Pat said, innocently enough, maybe we should do an episode where we review both of them.
Well, Pat, God damn you. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, I'm the one to get content on this goddamn channel. Because sure as shit isn't Nicolas Cage.
You're also the one getting liquid everywhere. Jesus Christ. God.
Yeah, that's all.
No concern whatsoever.
Yeah, no, it's not like there's soundboards and computers and monitors. And
hey, it'll buff out.
It'll buff right out. It's
fine. It's fine. It's totally fine.
I mean, I think much like this movie, this episode might just toilet our career, so what does it matter?
Well, I mean, you know, it'll be fine.
I don't think talking about this movie is going to get us canceled.
Right.
Even though that's kind of our thing. Even though it hasn't been our thing here recently. It hasn't really been a bit.
Like, we didn't write this movie.
No.
We're not condoning this movie. We're going to be talking about how terrible this movie is because it's bad.
On many levels.
Yeah. There's so many layers. It's like the worst onion in the world.
So let's do our normal thing. Should be fun. John, maybe we should save you for last.
Come back to me.
Yeah.
We can go in opposite rotation.
Yeah, let's go opposite direction.
We'll do opposite
today.
rotation. Cannon.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Pest?
Since we're sticklers for details. If we're going in reverse order, wouldn't you go first?
I mean, technically, yeah.
But anyway, the Pest. I know I had mentioned before that I'd seen this movie before a long time ago when I was a kid. But after watching it tonight, apparently as a child I couldn't sit through it either. No, I got through it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Never mind. Oh wow. I don't even have a star rating for this one yet. Like, I know I don't feel good about it whatsoever. Like, it feels like because I did read this movie was written in 3 days. 3 days.
That's about two longer than I would have expected, actually.
That's actually kind of a revelation.
And now that I know that, it makes sense because it literally feels like the first, probably the first 70% of this movie is just it's just like DMT on screen. But longer than 10 minutes. It's there's so much happening. It's like a live action cartoon, yet highly offensive. And it, oh my God, a star. It's getting a star. It's lucky it's getting that. Only because the Fanatic is a half star.
Yeah.
That's the bar, I guess. I don't know.
Pat.
Hello there.
What are your thoughts?
Hold on, let me take a bit of my bourbon-y drink. Okay. Yeah, it feels like this is the movie that was gifted to a wacky side character in a sitcom that never existed. Because it feels like this is what happens. Like, oh, I love this crazy, wacky character. They're so funny. And then when you actually get that character, by themselves, you realize why you only see just a little portion of that character in every other respect. Because they're just not substantive enough to pilot a 90-minute film. And it's not by accident that The Pest is John Leguizamo's only leading role. Because he was kind of left in the lurch in that department until his one-man show, Latin History for Morons, 25, 30 years later.
I would also like to point out that the director of this only directed this.
Really?
Yeah. Nothing else ever.
I wonder why.
I'm shocked.
Color me surprised.
So, yeah, I felt tired after the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's just rapid fire, just insanity, and just a lot. Just the density of racial stereotypes in this movie is honestly shocking, because I didn't think people could really just plan this out. Yeah, I give it a star because there was one bit that was genuinely funny, and there was one bit that was funny because of a bit that we share on the show.
John, would you like me to go next, or do you want to go ahead and go?
You go.
Oh, this is going to be good. Oh, my God. I can't wait.
So I watched this movie when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because I would have been 10 when it came out. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I loved it because I didn't know better.
Yeah.
Because you were a literal child.
Yeah. Same reason I loved country music. I thought that's all there was. And then I found other music, and country music is the worst thing to have ever happened. So, that's how it goes. I loved it as a kid. It did not age well. As it was released, it had aged poorly.
It's like you open the milk and it's already rotten.
Yeah, it was like getting milk at the grocery store. You open it up and it's just cottage cheese.
It's I don't know what I expected.
Yeah. Rewatching it tonight with you guys, I have to say I had a lot of fun watching it with you guys.
Yeah.
The movie itself is not fun, but watching you guys watch this has been the highlight of the past several days for me. Right, and it's been a good week or so for me. So this has been like top tier. Just your faces made me so indescribably happy.
Fucking sadist.
And like Pat said, there are like 3 good moments in this that are legitimately funny.
Yeah.
Like it's 3 or so were like, haha, that was a great joke. Back to the Wasteland. And it reminds me a lot of, in a certain way, it reminds me of the delivery style of like Brain Donors or the Marx Brothers or that sort of rapid fire, let me do 5 jokes a minute. Surely one of them will stick comedy.
Just like in your face, aggressive slapstick.
But like the difference is with the Marx Brothers and the Three Stooges and one of my favorite movies, Brain Donor, starring John Turturro, which everyone should go watch. Those are funny. That's the difference. Those are funny, and this is not.
That one little thing that it's just missing.
Yeah, like it's just so, I gave it 1 star, like, because I give it a half star, but damn it, there are some things that made me laugh, legitimately laugh. Aside from you guys watching this with me, because that was the funniest.
Yeah, but like we're not on Letterboxd, Jim.
I mean,
not
you should
yet.
be. Yeah. Yes, coming soon, the Caging Greatness Letterboxd, where you can
just
rate
us
everyone.
like trapped in a box, like fucking at the end of Superman.
Oh, wait, I was like, Caging Greatness, the movie, and that's like...
Oh, God, we make like one of those YouTube tier movies, like the...
Hey, I bet we spend more time on it than the fuckers writing this goddamn thing.
Yeah, we'll spend 4 days.
Yeah.
Woo!
Look, I like to think of myself as something of an auteur. I think we could do a great film.
Yeah, otter.
Yes, I love otters. They're adorable.
They are.
They bash open clams on their belly.
It's true.
That's the life.
And they hold hands at sea to keep from swimming away from each other.
So cute. So yeah, 1 star because, like I said, there were a few parts that are legitimately funny.
I can count them on one hand.
Yeah, in one hand. And you know what? That song that they played when their Jeep became a giant speaker and killed those 3 fellas in the Camaro playing I Love Rock and Roll, I've liked that song for a long time. It got me into club music. So there's that.
I still think that those guys' faces should have melted, like from Indiana Jones.
They didn't have near the budget for that, but that would have been great.
Yeah, they're just shaking the camera. There was no music playing. They were just shaking the camera.
They didn't have the budget to get the rights to I Love Rock and Roll. They had to get like a cover version of it.
Yes, it was. And
oh my God. What the hell?
I need to look up who did that cover because it made the name. I looked at it in the credits. The name of the band that did that cover was something ridiculous, and I forgot to write it down. But it's clearly like the producer's buddy's cousin's band that just really needs this gig, buddy.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, 1 star because it was not good. But here we go. I Love Rock and Roll was performed by Harry Truman's Outhouse.
Ah, yes.
Classic cover band. Harry Truman's Outhouse. And the song I liked was called Spank It.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. By Romany Malco. Anyway, yeah. John, can I just say that the entire time we were watching this, I could literally feel you vibrating with rage and indignation. And at no point did you seem to like. The rest of us were laughing in disbelief, and you were just stone faced. You watching this movie looked like I did when we were watching The Holy Mountain.
I mean, yeah.
So.
Does that mean?
I will say now the debt has been paid.
The slate has been wiped clean.
Ah, you fool! That's all this was.
It's just backseas.
This was just revenge for the Holy Mountain. That's all this was. You sick bastard.
I see how you play your games, Justin. You may have won this battle, but you will lose the war.
Watch it. It lands on Jonathan's name again. Guess what? He did more films.
Holy Mountain 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
What was that Western he did again? El
Topo.
Yeah. And I fucked up and admitted that I kind of want to see that, even though after watching The Holy Mountain, I might want to eat every bit of those, every letter of those words.
I mean,
every
I will say
punctuation.
El Topo is a more congruent film. It's more solidified.
Okay.
But we're delaying the inevitable. Let's hear those stars, baby boy.
Yeah, John, what you got?
Let me channel my inner Travolta.
Now, see if you can see
vaping
Jonathan
weird.
take a swig.
Vaping weird.
Would you like a bit of information to help you with this? I think you'll appreciate it because there's a little more to the written in 3 days. It was written in 3 days on a $1,000 bet from John Leguizamo by a man who had never written a movie prior to this.
I mean, yeah.
And Leguizamo has admitted that he would, quote, probably do things a little differently, like spending a month on the script and not just 3 days. And that he, and again, I quote, kind of fucked up.
You know, I respect that.
Also, the movie was in theaters for a week.
Yep.
I wonder why. Anywho,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Like,
Yeah, you do.
so
Yes, you do.
for the past couple years, I've had this running barometer of bad movies. Not the worst movie ever made, but like it's bad enough to where I can like compare things that are worse and greater than it. That belonged to The Fanatic.
Oh, no.
That belonged to The Fanatic, all right? And the only other movie this year that has come close to overthrowing The Fanatic for the barometer of shit is the Netflix original He's All That, the remake, the gender-swapped remake to She's All That, which in that in of itself was a remake of My Fair Lady.
Within itself,
That was inspired by the stage play Pygmalion, which was inspired by the Greek myth.
and if you want to see Jonathan's dissertation review of He's All That, be sure to check out the AYC8's letterbox at All You Could Hear.
And I didn't think it would happen. But then, over yonder, in the distance, over the horizon, as the sun is rising from the field, came a brave challenger who finally smote the Durst Dragon. John Leguizamo, you are
You are a war criminal.
I mean, this is a war crime of a movie. Oh my god! And the thing is, I was not going into this hating it either. Like, I was like, maybe Justin's just playing it up. I'm going to try to come in as fresh as possible.
And then the first 3 minutes playing.
And then by the first 3 minutes, I was like, oh, I know exactly what this movie is. and you know how I said earlier that, like, in PhenomX, like, John Leguizamo has a weird thing with racial bioessentialism. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's on full display in here. Like, not even the first 3 minutes we're getting Yellowface. And like any true comic, they follow the rule of three, so he does it like 3 times.
Hell, in the first 3 minutes, there's the Yellowface impersonation of essentially Mickey Rooney from Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yes.
And
that's like one of the most offensive things ever put on film.
He also wraps a towel around his head like a turban and has a painted dot on his forehead to be a genie. Mm-hmm. He also throws down an R-bomb.
Yeah.
Which he rhymes with the word started, which I think was then stolen by the Black Eyed Peas.
That's exactly what I thought. And I'm sorry, Will.i.am, you need to pay John Leguizamo royalties.
I did pay us all reparations for that fucking song.
God.
And then
I feel like I'm entitled to financial compensation.
and don't forget that one part where he says, and I quote, he's solo, he picks the pocket on a midget. That is also in the first 3 minutes.
Oh, wow. I didn't even hear that. Bit.
Yeah, that does happen. So, yeah. I'm sorry. There's nothing redeeming about this movie. It is painful from beginning to end. It was the longest 90 minutes.
82 minutes.
82 minutes. It felt like a goddamn eternity. Like I like for fucking Pat, like I felt like I was in fucking Tsukiyomi, just like on the cross while fucking Itachi is stabbing me in the stomach.
God, yeah, I can see that.
It felt like 3 days, and it's half a star. And I had more of a speech planned beforehand, but I just can't.
You had more of a speech planned?
Yeah, and it has left me.
Would you like me to put a face to your pain?
Yes.
The man who wrote this film is in the club scene. He is, in fact, the driver of the Camaro who ends up dead. The one who said, parties are never mad, they're angry. That feller. He wrote this movie.
Is his name David Barkatz?
That's him.
Well,
don't worry. He went on to such heights to write for John Leguizamo's 1998 comedy special, Freak.
Now, I will say, John Leguizamo has had some pretty solid stand-up. And I feel like that, I mean, that's how we got the movie, right?
Yeah.
He's a very famous stand-up.
Yeah.
Stand up and then Tu Wong Fu.
Yeah. But, please continue. Or were you done?
We'll get into it as we go further along, but I need a nap. This movie like emotionally drained me in such a way that I don't know. I just lost the will to live.
Yeah.
There was a brief second where I was like, the sweet respite of death would be fucking great.
I almost imagined like John being like wheeled in on that computerized chair like in Star Trek where he just like hits the beat.
Yep.
It's like 1 beat for yes, 2 beeps for no. Like he just got like mangled by like space monsters.
But yeah, half star. It is the worst thing I have seen all year. Like, no, hands down, no contest.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
Is it the worst thing you've seen
And
ever?
Worst thing I've seen ever? No. Oh God, no.
Yeah.
That would be either a movie we're going to get to,
Left Behind.
The Left Behind.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think what was worse was Boo and Medea Halloween.
Yeah, no, I could see that. Absolutely. There's nothing redeemable about Medea.
No,
in any way,
not
shape, or form.
No.
God.
And the thing is like that franchise is like, this is not good, but you know, I can understand the appeal to like, these are some of the worst pieces of cinema ever made.
Yeah.
And the Pest is touching it, but it's not that far.
So are you saying, I want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. Are you saying that the Pest is worse than the Fanatic?
The thing is just for the sheer meme value, I think The Fanatic is a better film.
You're saying that the Pest doesn't have memes? Like him adding extra syllables for every other word?
For all that you can say about Fred Durst, at least he had somewhat of a clear vision. He had something to say. Now, we can be critical of what he had to say, but you know, it was
how it was said.
And how it was said. But this just feels soulless and it's cynical in this really corporate sort of way. And for me, that just sours it more than the Passion Project.
See, I don't know if I would say it was cynical or corporate. It more to me feels like it just feels like we need to make a movie. We're just the two of us. We're gonna make a movie. And then they made a movie, and they convinced the studio to release it. Like, I wouldn't say it was corporate. I would say it was reaching far beyond your grasp. Like, their arms were just too short to box with God.
Just a little bit.
Something, CM Punk, something.
Right. Well, I mean, he actually took that from an original where it was a play, I think.
Something, CM Punk, something.
Right. Something, CM Punk.
Yeah.
Oh man! Strangely enough, I was in the cinema seeing a film on the same day that it was released, although it was Dante's Peak. I remember watching that movie in theaters. That's
I've
crazy.
seen that movie.
That's the Pierce Brosnan one, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I
I don't remember a goddamn thing about it.
You don't remember the grandma getting out of the boat to push the boat
yeah.
in the melting water about 5 feet that could have easily been jumped or just waited and killing herself because, like, my family, even though it's like right fucking there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's about the only thing I remember.
that's fair.
That movie's better than The Pest, though.
Oh yeah.
But oh my god,
This has truly reached like the pantheon of great. I wouldn't say great, but just
It's a Hall of Shame.
the Hall of Shame.
The Mount Rushmore of terrible.
We got The Room, Birdemic, everything Neil Breen has done.
That's a really big face.
Yeah.
There's a collage of faces.
Why did you commit suicide?
I
cannot believe you committed suicide. You committed suicide. I cannot believe you committed suicide.
Oh, don't worry. In the right mindset, The Room is quite entertaining.
Oh, I can imagine. and the thing is if fucking Neil Breen didn't charge a literal kidney for his movies,
Neil Breen.
I would fucking buy them.
Neil Breen, listen to us. Stop charging $40 goddamn dollars for a burned fucking DVD copy of your movies. Doesn't even come in a jewel case. You
It's
send
in
it
a paper slip.
paper slip that you fold out of fucking manila folders and you just mail them out. We actually want to own these things for some reason. And we want to know your genius, but you were just charging way too much.
It could be that there's not a company that's willing to distribute them.
I know he like finances all of his own stuff.
Yeah.
He pays all of his actors.
Like apparently he, as wacky news are, he pays his staff and people
they
pretty
say
well.
he's like a really cool dude, like as far as like making sure all that stuff.
Yeah, being like an employer. But he's just insane in other regards.
So the
And
Pest.
then the Pest.
So The Pest.
The Pest is actually it's quite a literary film. It's based off The Most Dangerous Game. The story of The Pest, which I shall relate to you now, is that John Leguizamo's character, Pestario Vargas, owes $50,000 to the Scottish mob because he is a scam artist, you see. He scams people. He's a hustler.
You know what I just came to the realization too?
Huh.
This movie is like Uncut Gems, but bad.
Yeah, I had that thought many times.
And so to get that $50,000, he is recruited by two Germans who are, of course, Nazis. Because why wouldn't they be?
I mean, we're going to just like essentialize and stereotype any sort of racial or ethnic group.
Every people group is stereotyped in this movie at least once. I couldn't think of one that wasn't. And they get him to agree to be hunted for $50,000. And so then they try to hunt him.
If he's able to evade them for 24 hours, he will get the money.
And that's it. That he evades them and he gets the money. Hooray!
But
that's the plot.
But it's like Jonathan and I were talking about on AYCH the other day. It's like why one of the failings of the Cowboy Bebop American adaptation is that there are certain things that, while we find entertaining or endearing in one genre or medium, once that's tried to be directly translated to another medium, it doesn't work. So when anime characters doing like crazy anime character things, it's funny and as a cartoon, but in real life, it's really hard and embarrassing to watch. So when you see John Leguizamo try to act like a literal live action version of Daffy Duck, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Or like I was thinking he was Bugs Bunny the entire time. Like half the gags were like bare bone stale Looney Tunes.
Like literally ripped from Looney Tunes.
Yeah, that's why I like bring up his stand up, because he's always fucking very like
Manic.
animated, like physical comedy when he's on stage. He's throwing himself everywhere. And like I guess them trying to like translate that energy into a movie that they shat out in 3 days, a script that they shat out in 3 days. And it's just, God, it doesn't work.
You know something funny about the Cowboy Bebop adaptation? They've got a comic book adaptation coming out of the Netflix adaptation of the anime.
Yeah, that's true.
And before, like when I did my initial ordering for the book, I ordered like 30 copies, which is a lot for the store. And then they pushed it back like a month so that the show came out and was universally despised.
Yeah.
And so I was able to adjust my ordering last week. It's like, no, 5. We need 5 copies. Just 5. So, you know,
Yeah, I actually hit the 6 multiplier on my keyboard. Silly me.
So, I dodged a bullet on that one. That was pretty fun. I just wanted to share that. So if you want the Cowboy Bebop adaptation comic book of the Netflix adaptation of the anime series, you need to come in and get it when it releases, because I'm only going to have 5 in the store.
It's just stop with the live action.
It's like Street Fighter the movie, the game.
But where is the anime adaptation of The Pest?
Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
I mean, it's basically an anime.
God, it's like we're not even kidding, folks. Like the opening scene, it knocks out what 3 or 4 like
There are
racial stereotypes right out the gate.
There's like-
While he's showering.
4, like there's 2 stereotypes and then 2 slurs.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, like, not to say these things weren't bad in the 90s, and like not say that people got away with certain things in the 90s, because, and the time moves on and it makes fools of us all.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like, even for the 90s, it's like, I feel like they should have known better.
Well, yeah, like for 1997, like remembering that this was made in 1997 only like sort of halfway explains maybe 40% of the shit.
It's more of like, it's like I'm not surprised that this would happen, but at the same time, that's still not that long ago.
Yeah, but it's like for 40% of this, it's like, well, it's the 90s. I get it. That was a normal thing to joke about. It's terrible. It shouldn't have been done, but that was everything in the 90s. But then there's like 60% of it that goes like, that hasn't been okay since the 50s. What's wrong with you?
And also, the movie came out in 1997, but it looked like it was made in like 1992.
Yeah, it was
Like in terms of like its aesthetics and like sort of the color blocking and just sort of the locale. It feels like an older movie than it is.
Yeah.
Because like literally the next year was fucking Scream.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't make sense.
because I remember this comparison was thrown out for Ready to Rumble. Like this felt like a long commercial almost, or like a long music video.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like just the manic pace of it, like I didn't know like what. I was kind of having a hard time following what was going on, and I was paying attention.
Yeah.
But it's just like things aren't explained super well, and there's like the movie's like kind of like Master of Disguise in a way with all the racial stereotypes.
Oh my God, this movie inspired Master of Disguise.
This movie is
And the Black Eyed Peas.
This movie is the 90s version of Master. They take a comedian who has genuine skills and it is funny, but like it's just like, what if we just do silly voices and gags for X amount of time, and it kind of just shovels their careers.
Yep.
Yeah. You guys want to hear some of the Letterboxd reviews?
Yes.
Oh God, yes.
Okay. Because really, there's no point in talking about the plot or the things that happen in the movie.
It would just
like,
be us recapping. Remember this racist part? How about that racist part?
And all I'll say to that is they actually quote Angela Davis like as a reference. Mm-hmm. If you know who Angela Davis is and are familiar with what she's talking about, you should know better. Just say it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like it's bad. It's just bad. Like,
yeah. It's not.
There's no other superlative, no other, like, language fails in trying to describe it.
Here's a 5-star review. The cinematic equivalent of being in a serious car accident. This movie has irreversibly changed my life and perception of reality.
Yes.
With this and Spawn being released in the same year, it's amazing that John Leguizamo's career wasn't destroyed after that.
Yeah.
Okay, here's this is a beautiful 5-star review. I've never seen The Pest in full, but I return to its opening sequence all of the time. A powerful entity it is, evoking such strong and strange feelings. Even beyond the racial caricatures of, quote, problematic nature, there's such a level of, quote, cringe to this that it's freeing, empowering. Every new identity we see John playing in the shower, each only seconds long, creates such intense embarrassment for John Leguizamo, for us, the viewer, for the culture that spawned a product like this, and for humanity itself. After such frantic building embarrassment, it reaches a breaking point and transcends, your body and mind exhausted, forcing reflection on the very notion of embarrassment, of cringe. What is it, and why do we feel it? What about cringe makes it so prevalent in contemporary culture? One so afraid of embarrassment that its peoples hide behind masks of irony to distance themselves from sincerity and thus identity. If it's, quote, cringe, it's of their own, quote, ironic doing, self-aware, ownership of the cringe. But here, in 2019, we're beyond this. John Leguizamo and R. Paul Miller killed cringe in 1997 in only a few minutes of cinematic glory. Can we finally be free to embrace ourselves, to forget about the potential embarrassment that comes with genuine personality, to destroy the cringe that keeps people trapped 10 layers of irony away from authentic connection, to dispose of the ironic identities we shuffle through like John in the shower and reveal our true identity? The pest here is really the fear of cringe, and the opening montage of this movie is high-grade pesticide.
I need to hire that person as a speechwriter. God damn.
I found one, and I like it solely because it mentions one of the parts that I think that we all chuckled at.
Oh, yeah. It's the only, I would say the only actually funny joke.
All right. This is a 1-star review, and it starts with the quote, "Do you know what today is? First day of the rest of our lives? No. Sean Connery's birthday? Sean Connery's birthday?
Sean Connery's birthday?"
that part was
Start playing the bagpipes.
Oh, but this is where it gets good. John Leguizamo's Freddy Got Fingered is a mess of a film. The whole film could be seen as some sort of experimental comedy of sorts, but none of it works at all. Leguizamo plays one of the most annoying protagonists in film history. There's no payoff to his antics, and there's no humor in what he does. The opening of the film is kind of funny, but it ends there. The film blows, and it is a complete waste of time. Oh, I nearly forgot to mention, Leguizamo goes full Mickey Rooney and dresses up as an offensive, stereotypical Chinese man 4 times through the film's 82-minute runtime. That's really setting the bar low for this comedy.
I will say that is slightly incorrect.
Slightly.
Because one of those times he's dressing up as a cartoonish imitation of a Japanese man.
Correct.
As opposed to a Chinese
Oh, wow. I'm so glad we're splitting this hair.
Oh, so let's dox this asshole. Fuck you, Beep, for being a fucking nerd and not getting your fucking facts straight.
Yeah,
but thank you for quoting the one and only funny part of that.
It's like the people who try to argue the line between blackface and brownface.
It's like, they're both bad.
Speaking of blackface, how about that time he showed up to his girlfriend's house? His girlfriend who was, of course, black.
Yeah.
The one thing he didn't do was blackface, but he just wore a bunch of like black cultural stuff.
Honestly,
And a giant afro.
Honestly, it's blackface though. Like, we know what you're doing, my man.
Well, he didn't. I'm just glad he didn't put fucking shoe polish on his face.
Yeah, like
I mean, that's a step.
That was a deleted scene. That was the restraint he showed for this film.
yeah. He was. Oh God, this movie's terrible.
Yeah. Insert the dickhead. Oh, Robert Downey Jr. did it in Tropic Thunder right here.
Yeah, no. Robert Downey Jr. played a character that was designed to satirize.
Yeah, I know that was the point. They did it for that purpose.
But
There was no purpose here.
Probably like a lot of things, it's the Tropic Thunder is probably best left to the past. Fatty's Fart Suit, however, is timeless and as unproblematic as anything else.
I still say that Robert Downey Jr. deserved the Oscar that year instead of Heath Ledger. And I'll say it until the end of time. And then I'll quote the song from the Pest shower, and then reality itself will blink out.
Please don't.
Oh, good Lord.
Like if Jonathan had the fucking Infinity Gauntlet, he would,
I would Thanos snap this movie.
and they would be perfectly okay with just having a limp dead arm for the rest of their life.
It's like, and I know he also did Spawn that year, but god damn it, he was like probably the only highlight of that movie.
He was the best part of that movie and the worst part of this one.
Yes.
It is funny how after this movie he was relegated to only side characters. It's like this is the penance you pay for this goddamn movie.
And again, I actually like John Leguizamo.
But going back to that review that Cannon read,
I know what you're about to do.
comparing it to Freddy Got Fingered
Is apt. Yes, I agree.
only superficially though, because I don't think this movie goes near as far as just of the butt fuck insanity that movie does. I don't know. It's just.
I mean, I've never seen Freddy Got Fingered, but I feel like it's not offensive in the way that this one is. I feel like Freddy's just kind of gross.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going. I mean, it's fucked up. Like.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fucked up shit in that movie, but like, it's not like. I don't know. I felt like I needed a shower after watching The Pest.
I mean, it was
A shower in which you would sing a fun, offensive song?
No, I would not be singing a offensive.
Showers have been ruined for you, haven't they?
yeah.
And the entire time, I'm like, the way you are dancing, sir, you are going to bust your ass.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous.
They even had the mat, but still, it wasn't.
But that mat did not look sturdy.
I mean, you can still bust your ass in the mat. I've almost done it several times.
Yeah.
I love how we've dedicated so much of this episode to just the opening bit. Speaking of, where he's like just dancing and farting. I'm pretty sure there's even shots where he's like pissing. Like you can just see like yellow liquid on the.
Well, there was
in
that
the water.
time he peed his pants on top of that one bearskin rug in the mansion of the German guy.
Yeah.
He did do that.
And he pooped a lot.
Yeah.
He pooped in the jungle and then he got blown up by a missile. And also he
lived.
vomited all over the boat.
Yeah.
And
There's
twice.
no like vomit and discretion. He puked straight at the camera.
And also you missed it because you went to the kitchen. They put him on one of those rotating tables.
No, I saw that.
Well, vomit ended up on the window. Like just,
Yeah, like the first puke bit, it was just like perfect, just splatters all over the window.
So yeah, no, he peed at least once. He pooped at least once. He threw up at least twice.
I'm surprised there wasn't like a cum bit. They just big splatter of cum.
And there were the booger jokes in the shower, but yeah, there's no jizz bit.
Wow.
It's
A
really
missed
weird.
opportunity, Leslie.
Freddie Got Fingered meets your jizz quota, though. If I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah.
God,
Look at me, Daddy. I'm a farmer.
oh, God. I know what we're watching when it lands on Jonathan's name again.
No, I don't think I could do that.
I know what it's landing on when it lands on my name, finally.
For as much as I love to meme about that movie's god
Because
fucking
Pat
awful.
just admitted to not seeing it. Oh, my God. You just loaded a pistol, boy.
Pat, you done fucked it up. All right, we are coming up to that point where we either take a break or call it an episode.
Oh shit, we're almost at an hour?
Yeah, we're at 53
Wow,
minutes.
it's just flown by. Unlike that movie.
Dude, that was the longest fucking 82 minutes ever. Jesus Christ.
Just wait till we get to Left Behind. That'll be the longest hour and 45.
Is it weird? And we're going to record it right now for the world to hear. Or the three people that listen to this show.
Yeah, 3 people are listening to John that's tuned this out.
Now, oh God. But what if I somehow, in some sick fashion, end up enjoying Left Behind?
I don't think
Not like in a like, oh, this is good, but like in a
Ironic kind of way.
I know.
Honestly, I don't think it's possible.
really.
Because like you're not. It's not that it's aggressively bad. It's that it's aggressively boring.
Yeah.
It's talking and then there's more people talking, and all the people that are talking are terrible, terrible people. Mm-hmm. And then there's talking, and then a girl goes on top of a bridge to think about throwing herself off of it. And then there's talking, and then a plane crashes, and a woman
We have to watch it. Don't tell me about
runs
it.
in high heels.
I've seen it. I have.
Spoilers.
Like
I got blitzed when I watched
Should
it.
we watch the Kirk Cameron one and that one? Make it a double feature.
honestly,
like
the Kirk Cameron one's better. It hurts me to say that, but it's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no ironic enjoyment in that. Like, there's just nothing. Like, the best part of that movie is Nicolas Cage giving an understated, legitimate performance. He felt like a real person. Everything else in that movie. The second best actor is Chad Michael Murray. That should tell you where this movie is.
Dude, who played a great cult leader in Riverdale.
Mr. CW.
God, there's a great bit at the end of that storyline. Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, before we decide anything, what was the bit that was funny that was related to the show that you mentioned earlier?
Oh, the bit where he slides down the hill and goes, ah!
I had no idea.
I thought that's why we laughed.
No, I laughed because he was falling down the hill.
That was
See,
legit.
I laughed because that reminded me of Cannon's bit, which is his bit of like, what does Aziz Ansari sound like falling from a short height?
You see, you mentioned that. I brought it up at work today, and I was just like, "Hey, does anybody know what Aziz Ansari sounds like falling from a short height?" And nobody knew the hell I was talking about. And I was like, "Never mind." They're like, "What?" I was like, well, "Y'all wouldn't get it."
We could have done it and see how they would have.
No, they wouldn't have understood. If I know you're not going to get the joke, what's the point?
Yeah, no,
It's like, who's
that
Aziz
is true.
Ansari?
it's just a waste of time at that point.
So yeah, are we going to do break or call it?
I mean,
I don't have. I mean, what else can we
does
say?
anyone else have anything to say about the Pest?
No.
What does Otto have to say about it?
What is?
I fucking hated it.
Otto threw himself off the table.
You know what? I think Otto just committed
Autoside.
autoside. You know what? He hasn't joined us for any of the movies.
Yeah.
Does he like just sense them through vibrations or something?
Oh, he watches them before we get here.
Yep.
Oh my God.
No, me and him have a telepathic link.
Yeah, Otto's,
So like when I'm watching it, he's watching it.
yeah, Otto's an empath.
I'm surprised he didn't burst into flame during this movie. Then
Well, why do you think he's on the black side? He's all burnt up. He's singed.
or like find a short blade and stab himself in the gut. You know, committing seppuku.
Do I have four?
Just like John Leguizamo mimed on the karaoke stage while impersonating a Japanese man.
Yeah.
Do I have 4 more beers worth of shit to say about
I
the Pest?
I don't think any of us have much more to say about this garbage film.
Yeah, I don't think I got it in me either.
So yeah, The Pest is terrible. We don't recommend that you watch it, but if
No.
you want to know how terrible it is, you're gonna have to. But we don't condone it. We don't encourage it. We don't recommend it.
Honestly, this movie was forgotten by time, and it should stay that way.
Yarp.
Yeah.
Until some trolls online managed to dig it up and managed somehow to find like a cult following with it, but only then.
I mean, I don't know. Like, this is borders on minstrelsy. I don't think. I don't think
That isn't inaccurate.
Yeah. I mean, if it's not a cult movie by now, I don't think it's happening.
I mean, I think it kind of is to some people.
I mean, define cult and how large
Like,
it is.
I had a friend.
Does like the Pest have its own fucking subreddit?
Like, I know for a fact, my best friend in high school, like, fucking loved this movie. It wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. And like I said, I thought I'd seen this movie. I'd seen the opening bit, and that was it. I hadn't seen it, so I was just like, wow, it's not good. There's just a handful of chuckles, and those handful of chuckles aren't worth sitting through the longest 80 minutes of your life.
And the thing is the chuckles are more like out of like embarrassment for Leguizamo. It's just like
We didn't even mention what's his name who's in it.
Aries Spears from Mad TV.
No.
Oh, yeah?
The redheaded guy from Ferris Bueller.
Oh, Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah.
The one that's a pedophile?
Yes, he is actually a pedophile.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that happened a while back.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's true.
John,
I
would it
had
make you
no
feel better
idea.
to know that Leguizamo was bitten by the snake that was slithering up his leg in that one scene?
Yeah. No wonder they went to the fake one later.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. Oh, Jeffrey Jones. Sorry, Jeffrey Wright's different. Jeffrey Jones.
because I was about to say like Jeffrey Wright, isn't that the guy from Westworld?
Yes.
I
Jeffrey
was-
Jones is this one.
Okay, I was like, wait, what did he do? Oh
Yeah.
shit! And it was like, oh no, he's still cool for right now.
Which makes like the whole thing with the evil German man's son even more uncomfortable.
I thought he was dead. Is he dead?
No, he was in the Jeep when they left.
No, I meant like the actual actor.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, Jeffrey Jones?
Yeah.
No, he's not dead.
Okay.
He is part of the show Deadwood. Let's see. Yep, he was arrested in 2002 for child pornography and accused by a 17-year-old boy of solicitation to pose for nude photographs.
Jesus
He is
Christ.
still, as of this year, listed in the sex offender database.
Well, I definitely wasn't paying attention to news back in 2002, so that's why I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in Beetlejuice?
Yes, he was. He was also
Sleepy Hollow?
arrested twice for failing to update his sex offender status.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And then after all of that happened, he didn't do a lot of stuff. A couple movies here and there. And then voice acting. He was in Deadwood for a lot. But yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Dyson from Terminator 2, he plays John Leguizamo's girlfriend, quote,
Yeah.
father.
He was also in Blues Brothers 2000.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I think it's about
And Justice League.
Yeah.
Was he Martian
And
Manhunter?
Smallville.
No, he was Cyborg's dad.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
right.
He's a good actor. He should be in more stuff.
Great
Not
actor.
this. He shouldn't have been in this.
No one should have been in this.
Except John Leguizamo.
Should have been a one-man show.
No, he didn't need to be in this.
It's a one-man show where he plays everybody in the movie.
All right. Let's
Let's call it.
yeah, let's
Tapping out.
and go try to rinse this from our brains. So, John, where can the people find you?
They can find me on the tweeters at JONIIBOI24 and on the Letterboxd at JohnOwenson12.
Pat?
Hello, everyone. It's Patrick. Thank you for sticking with us. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at John Lost His Name. My art on Facebook at John Lost His Name. Art, if you're listening to the week it comes out on Monday, November 29th, we released episode 240, where John and I had a rip-roaring banner session.
We pondered some orbs.
We pondered some orbs. We shot some shit, and then we had a great time. We covered a lot of ground in 2 hours, and that's a really fun episode. Go check that out.
Sexy wizards in your area.
And and the late takes, they're going through a bit of a change. So be sure to check out the late takes on Twitter at the late takes to sort of keep up to date with what they'll be doing over there. They won't be a regular show from here on out. They'll be sort of coming out when they can, but the late takes will still be making some content just on a little more irregular basis.
Get it?
More like the late breaks, am I right?
Oh, take that, Tanner, you jerk.
And I have been That Cannon Guy. You can find me at That Cannon Guy on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. And fun fact, Thanksgiving found out that my 16-year-old cousin has discovered the show.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then it was through the Cage and Greatness TikTok account?
No, she discovered my TikTok account.
That would do it, yeah.
Only got like 3, so.
Yeah.
So now that Cannon's next family function, they'll be playing the Cage from the speakers.
Yeah. Oh,
Seems like the great idea.
that was literally how I come through the door. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. We found your show. Like, cool.
I can't wait for Cannon's family to hear Johnson say "Gorilla Grip Pussy."
Oh, yeah. I'm going to burn the entire internet down. I am so sorry.
I apologize to Cannon's family in advance.
It's like what, there's an episode earlier in the year. It's like your mom or someone was like, "Y'all say pussy too much."
Yeah, Mom gave the show a try on the Gorilla Grip pussy this, pussy that episode. Yeah, that was actually the one. Yes.
Pussy this.
That's the episode that. That's the episode that stuck us with the stereotype of
God,
being
fucking
Negroes.
Pat did a literal niece.
I want to preface this by saying this is the daughter of the guy who introduced me to like Die Hard when I was like 10 years old. So these kids grew up watching The Walking Dead. They've heard it all. They've seen it all at this point. It's fine.
Except the Pest.
Don't watch The Pest. Don't.
Do not.
Uncle Bo, if you let them. The funny thing is, that's actually not his real name.
Yeah.
But Uncle Bo, if don't let them watch The Pest for the love of God. Whatever you do. Not even for this show. Don't let them do it.
And I've been Captain Shimmy. You can find me at Captain Shimmy's Kind of Art, Captain Shimmy's Almost Music, the comic strip here in Tuscaloosa where I sell comic books. Just got some nice stuff in today. Going to be posting it tomorrow. Real fancy primo vintage shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can listen to us here. And go buy our merch at tpublic.com/user/caginggreatness. Yeah, I'm going to be putting some new stuff up there real soon. Probably going to start branching out and putting just random shit. We'll figure it out. We'll put some new designs. We'll make it fresh. I would say get something for Christmas, but there's no guarantee it'll be here before Christmas at this point. So, just wait. Get it for like a January birthday or something.
Hey,
Anyway.
get it for our birthday in February.
That's right. Excited for that.
Or get it for Nick Cage's birthday in
Are we
January.
Are we going to rewatch Willy's Wonderland now that we have a better idea?
Yeah, see, this is what happens. Starting in January, we're just gonna reboot the show and just do it for real.
I think we should rewatch Willy's Wonderland at some point, just to, after everything we've seen up till now, just to get a better idea of how we feel.
Just like a round 2.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm good. That fucking score of Willy's Wonderland is just gonna skyrocket. Because I have bumped. I'm pretty sure I bumped that movie up at least twice since we've done this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have
I might be a little more positive on it.
First
Yeah.
5-star film.
It's like, you know what? I love that movie a lot more than I remember.
Be sure to join us next week for the classic Nicolas Cage holiday film Trapped in Paradise.
Nicolas Cage movie? What?
I know.
I'm actually excited for that because I watched that a lot as a kid. Watch it be terrible.
You know what? I have never seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fake fan.
But
Anyway.
I'm excited.
Yeah, no, it should be good. So we'll see you then. Thank you for listening. Don't watch The Pest.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Look, I don't know what I'm doing. I was told to do this or I'd be fired, and I really need this job. But look, I'm an elf, and we're overworked, and the boss man said that you need to go to tpublic.com/user/caginggreatness, whatever that is. I just want to go back to making rocking horses, but they moved me to the Jack in the Box section, and those springs are really hard to get right. So could you guys just go buy some shirts or something from these podcasters that gave the fat man all those fucking cookies? Seriously, just buy a shirt. It'd make my Christmas a little bit better. All right, it's tpublic.com/user/caginggreatness. Just buy a sticker or something. God, stupid.